Most men walk through life unaware of the subtle, nearly invisible signs women send when they want them. These signals aren't shouted. They're whispered, embedded in gestures, glances, timing, and emotions. Women, by nature, are more indirect when it comes to expressing desire, not because they lack confidence, but because they're biologically and socially wired to protect themselves from rejection, judgment, or misinterpretation. So instead of saying it outright, a woman will tell you she wants you in quiet, profound ways that bypass logic and enter the realm of emotional intuition. And when a man is sharp enough to notice those signs, he opens the door to a connection deeper than words. She doesn't just walk into your presence, she lingers in your space. A woman who wants you creates moments. When you speak, she listens with an intensity that's almost unnerving. Her eyes don't wander, they lock on. She may nod slightly or mirror your tone and rhythm. This synchronization is a form of subconscious bonding, her way of tuning into your frequency. And when she finds excuses to be near you, even when there's no practical reason, it's a neon sign cloaked in subtlety. Maybe she laughs a little louder at your jokes, even the dry ones. Maybe she mentions how cold it is, just to see if you'll notice her shiver. Maybe she brushes your arm in passing, her touch casual but intentional. None of this is random. Women are masterful at placing themselves in your orbit without making it seem obvious. It's her way of inviting you to take the next step without ever saying it. She also becomes emotionally vivid around you. When a woman wants you, her emotional expressions amplify. She shares personal stories, lets you see her vulnerable side, or becomes visibly more animated when you're around. Her laughter is louder, her smiles more radiant, and her teasing more playful. These aren't accidents, they're emotional highlighters meant to draw you in. A woman who wants you doesn't just want your body. She wants your attention, your validation, and your emotional energy. And if you notice closely, you'll see how her energy shifts when other women interact with you. She might not say anything, but there's a flicker in her eyes, a tension in her jaw, a momentary withdrawal. That's silent jealousy, proof of emotional investment. Her communication changes too. When she texts you late at night or replies instantly during the day, she's not just being polite, she's prioritizing you. If she sends you memes or songs that remind her of you, that's her testing the waters emotionally. She wants to see how deep the connection runs, whether you'll respond with the same interest, or if she's risking too much. And even when she's silent, she's speaking. A long pause after a bold text, or a just checking in message out of nowhere, these are not just casual acts. They're emotional feelers, reaching out to see if you're still holding the other end of the string. Watch her body language, it's the truth behind her words. When a woman wants you, her body speaks before her mouth ever does. She angles her body toward you. Even when she's in a group, her feet will point your way, her arms will remain uncrossed, and she might tilt her head slightly when listening. These are all primal cues of openness and attraction. Her eyes might dart to your lips during conversation, her hands may fidget nervously, and her breathing may subtly quicken when you move closer. These signs are involuntary, her subconscious betraying her hidden desire. If she tucks her hair behind her ear repeatedly, or licks her lips more than once during a chat, it's not about grooming, it's instinctual. It's her mind preparing for intimacy. She also makes herself more beautiful around you, not always in dramatic ways, but in small, repeated rituals. Maybe she wears that one perfume only when she knows you'll be there. Maybe her makeup is a little more polished, or her outfit just a little more flattering. Women use beauty as a form of communication, not just presentation. She's saying, I want to be desirable to you, without needing to say it at all. If she starts using words like we, instead of I in conversations, we should check that place out. We'd love that movie, she's inviting you into her world. It's a psychological way of creating unity before physical closeness ever begins. Women who want you also offer emotional safety nets. They'll support you when you talk about your fears, defend you in public, or even lightly challenge you in ways that invite depth. It's her way of seeing how emotionally strong you are, and if you're someone she can invest in, if you suddenly become the person she confides in, the one she tells secrets to late at night, understand that you've crossed the bridge from stranger to emotionally significant. She won't do that with just anyone. That space is reserved. Pay close attention to how she responds when you flirt. Does she blush, pause, look down and smile? Does she playfully push back but stay in the conversation? A woman who wants you will rarely reject your flirtation outright. Instead, she responds with an openness that invites continuation. She might tease you back, mimic your tone, or ask you personal questions that veer into emotional or romantic territory. This is not just casual banter, it's chemistry trying to bloom. When she brings up other men, especially if she mentions being single or not really seeing anyone serious, she's giving you a window, an invitation to step into the space she's holding open for you. Even her silence has meaning. If she disappears for a while and then comes back with, I was thinking about you, that gap wasn't random. She was waiting to see if you'd notice her absence, to measure your level of care. And when you didn't chase, she made her move again, not out of weakness, but because desire doesn't always obey pride. A woman who truly wants you will circle back, hoping that this time, you'll catch what she's trying to say without saying it. And perhaps most tellingly, she makes sacrifices for you. She rearranges her schedule, go out of her way, or do thoughtful things that make your life better even if she downplays it. A woman won't invest her time, energy, or resources into a man she doesn't want. These gestures might seem small: a ride when you're stuck, a gift for no reason, a meal when you're stressed, but behind each act is a loud truth. I care about you more than I let on. She's watching how you receive it. If you acknowledge it, she feels seen. If you dismiss it, she feels invisible. And if you return the energy, the emotional floodgates open. The tragedy is that 99% of men miss all of this. They search for obvious signs, bold declarations, dramatic confessions. But women live in nuance. They fall through consistency, attention, energy exchange, and emotional presence. If you don't train yourself to read between the lines, you'll always be blind to the woman who's waiting, hoping, aching in silence for you to just wake up and notice. But if you do see her, if you recognize her subtle invitations and respond with strength, intention, and clarity, you'll unlock a level of intimacy few men ever experience. Because once a woman knows you see her desire without judgment, without mockery, without rushing, she doesn't just want you. She trusts you. And in that trust is the fire of something real, something rare, something unforgettable.